Don't please others to displease yourself. How often do you find yourself saying yes when you really want to say no? Or going along with something just to avoid upsetting someone, even though it costs you your peace, time, or happiness? It might feel like the kind or polite thing to do, but constantly putting others first can leave you feeling drained and unappreciated. Every time you agree to something you don't truly want, you're saying no to yourself. You're giving away your time, energy, and well-being to keep others happy. While helping people is a good thing, there's a limit. If you do it too often, you'll start feeling resentful, exhausted, and maybe even lost. After all, how can you take care of others if you're constantly running on empty? The truth is, many of us fall into the trap of pleasing others because we're afraid of being rejected or judged. We want to be liked, we want to avoid conflict, or maybe it's just a habit we've built over the years. But here's the thing, people who genuinely care about you will understand when you set boundaries. They'll respect your honesty. Those who don't, their approval isn't worth sacrificing your peace. When you put everyone else's happiness ahead of your own, you end up losing in the long run. You lose time you could have spent doing what matters to you. You lose peace of mind because you're constantly stressed and overwhelmed. And you lose sight of who you are because your own wants and needs take a back seat. But here's the catch. There are moments when it's okay, even meaningful, to put others first. Life isn't just about prioritizing yourself all the time. It's about balance. Sometimes we make sacrifices for the people we love because it feels right, like when a parent gets up at 3 a.m. to comfort a crying child, or when you help a friend in need, even if you're tired. These sacrifices, when made from a place of love, strengthen relationships. They don't feel like burdens because they come from the heart. Sometimes it's about values. Helping a stranger or volunteering might inconvenience you, but it brings fulfillment because it aligns with who you are. The key is to recognize the difference between acts of love and care and situations where you're saying yes out of guilt or fear. That's why it's important to set boundaries. When someone asks for something, pause and ask yourself, do I really want to do this? If the answer is no, it's okay to say it. Start small. I'd love to help, but I can't right now. Sorry, that doesn't work for me. Small compromises like watching a movie your partner loves or helping a friend move can also show you care. These don't harm you in the long run, they're temporary. And in healthy relationships, there's give and take. If you're always the one giving, it's a problem. But if others also prioritize your happiness, it creates balance. Sometimes it's about values. Helping a stranger or volunteering might inconvenience you, but it brings fulfillment because it aligns with who you are. The key is to recognize the difference between acts of love and care and situations where you're saying yes out of guilt or fear. That's why it's important to set boundaries. When someone asks for something, pause and ask yourself, do I really want to do this? If the answer is no, it's okay to say it. Start small. I'd love to help, but I can't right now. Sorry, that doesn't work for me. It might feel awkward at first, but with practice, it gets easier. And setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's necessary. You're not saying you don't care about others. You're just choosing to care about yourself too. Think about this. Have you ever said yes to something and then felt exhausted or irritated afterward? That's your mind and body telling you that you've crossed your own limits. Imagine if you said no instead. Sure, the other person might be a little disappointed, but they'll find a way to manage. And you'll feel better knowing you respected your own needs. When you start honoring yourself, you'll notice the benefits almost immediately. You'll feel less stressed because you're not constantly pulled in a million directions. You'll have more energy to focus on what truly matters. Your relationships will improve because people will respect your honesty. And most importantly, you'll feel happier and more in tune with yourself. Life is too short to live for others while neglecting yourself. Yes, helping others is important. But if it comes at the expense of your happiness and peace, it's time to pause and reflect. Remember, putting yourself first doesn't mean you don't care about others. It means you're building a foundation of self-respect that allows you to show up for others without losing yourself. So, the next time someone asks for something, take a moment to check in with yourself. Does this feel right for you? If it doesn't, don't be afraid to say no. Relationships built on love and mutual respect will survive a no. And remember, you can't truly give your best to others unless you're taking care of yourself first. Choose you. You're worth it.